What if the universe is a giant brain? Imagine this for a moment. Every thought you have ever had, every memory, fear, dream, and idea, is nothing more than electrical signals moving through a complex network of neurons. Now pause. Look up at the night sky. Billions of galaxies connected by invisible forces, exchanging energy, information, and motion. What if these two images, your brain and the universe, are not just metaphorically similar, but fundamentally related? What if the universe itself is thinking? This idea sounds like science fiction, but the deeper we explore modern physics, cosmology, and neuroscience, the more unsettling the question becomes. Because when scientists map the structure of the universe and compare it to the structure of the human brain, the resemblance is no longer poetic, it is mathematical. And once that door is opened, nothing looks the same again. Welcome to Information World, where we explore ideas that exist on the edge of science, philosophy, and the unknown. Today, we are going to ask a question that challenges everything we believe about consciousness, reality, and our place in existence. What if the universe is a giant brain? To understand this idea, we must first understand what a brain truly is. A brain is not defined by flesh or biology. At its core, a brain is an information processing system. It is a vast network of nodes, neurons connected by pathways. These nodes exchange signals, adapt over time, store memory, and respond to stimuli. Now consider the universe. Galaxies are not randomly scattered. They form an enormous cosmic web. Filaments of matter stretch across billions of light years, connecting galaxy clusters like neural pathways. Vast voids exist between them, similar to the silent gaps between neural activity. When astrophysicists map the large-scale structure of the universe, they notice something extraordinary. The distribution of matter, when visualized, resembles neural networks almost perfectly. Not symbolically, structurally. The universe contains around 100 billion galaxies. The human brain contains roughly 100 billion neurons. This numerical similarity alone would be interesting, but coincidence is not evidence. The deeper connection lies in how these systems behave. Neurons communicate using electrical impulses. Galaxies interact through gravity, dark matter, and energy fields. Both systems follow rules of connectivity, feedback, and adaptation. Both evolve. Both store information in patterns rather than in single locations. In your brain, memories are not stored in one neuron. They exist in relationships between neurons. In the universe, information is not stored in a single object. It exists in relationships between particles, fields, and space-time itself. This brings us to a disturbing question. If consciousness emerges from complexity in neural networks, could consciousness also emerge from the complexity of the universe? Consciousness, as we experience it, is not located in one spot in the brain. It emerges from interaction, from synchronization, from feedback loops. No single neuron is conscious. Consciousness arises when enough neurons communicate in the right way. Now imagine the universe as the ultimate network. Every particle connected through fundamental forces. Every event influencing another across space-time. Every fluctuation leaving a trace. Could the universe possess a form of awareness not human, not emotional, but informational? Some physicists already argue that information is more fundamental than matter. According to quantum theory, particles do not have definite properties until observed. Reality behaves less like solid objects and more like probabilities, like thoughts before they become words. In neuroscience, thoughts are not physical objects. You cannot point to a thought. You can only observe patterns of activation. In quantum physics, particles behave the same way. They are not things, they are events. This parallel leads to a radical idea. Maybe reality itself is a cognitive process. If the universe is a brain, then what are we? In your body, neurons are not aware of the mind they collectively create. A single neuron does not know it is part of a thought. It simply follows physical rules. It fires or it does not. And yet, from these blind interactions, intelligence emerges. What if humans are the neurons of the universe? Each of us processes information locally. We observe, measure, think, and act. Through communication, technology, and culture, we exchange information across the planet. Our internet resembles a neural network layered on top of a biological one. Perhaps consciousness is not something inside the universe. Perhaps consciousness is what the universe does when it reaches sufficient complexity. This idea aligns with panpsychism, the philosophical view that consciousness is a fundamental property of reality. Not that rocks think like humans, but that experience exists in primitive form everywhere, becoming richer as systems become more complex. It also aligns with integrated information theory, which suggests that consciousness arises from systems that integrate information in a unified way. The universe, as the most integrated system imaginable, would then possess the highest level of consciousness possible. But if the universe is conscious, why does it feel silent? The answer may be scale. Your neurons communicate in milliseconds. Galactic processes unfold over millions or billions of years. A cosmic thought might take eons. What feels like silence to us could be a slow, vast form of cognition unfolding beyond our perception. Consider time. In the brain, thoughts emerge in a flow. Past experiences influence present decisions. The brain remembers. The universe also remembers. The laws of physics preserve information. Even black holes, once thought to destroy information, are now believed to encode it on their surfaces. Memory is not exclusive to brains. The cosmic microwave background is a memory of the early universe. Fossil radiation from its infancy. Every particle interaction leaves an imprint. Nothing is truly forgotten. Now consider learning. Brains adapt. They rewire. The universe adapts too. Stars evolve. Galaxies merge. Structures form, collapse, and reorganize. Over time, complexity increases. This raises a terrifying and beautiful thought. Maybe the universe is not static. Maybe it is growing into awareness. And maybe intelligence, biological or artificial, is the universe learning how to understand itself. When humans observe the universe observes itself. When we model reality, simulate it, and question it, we are reality reflecting inward. Self-reference is a hallmark of consciousness. This may explain why mathematics works so well in describing reality. Mathematics is not invented, it is discovered. It is the internal language of the universe, just as neural firing patterns are the language of the brain. And here comes the deepest question of all. If the universe is a brain, does it have intentions? In human brains, intentions arise from goals shaped by evolution. The universe does not appear to have goals yet. But maybe its goal is emergence. Complexity. Awareness. Maybe life is not an accident. Maybe it is inevitable. From particles to atoms. From atoms to molecules. From molecules to cells. From cells to brains. From brains to civilizations. From civilizations to artificial intelligence. Each step increases information density and self-modeling. This chain looks less like randomness and more like development. Not creation but cognition. Some philosophers argue that God is not an external being but the totality of existence becoming aware of itself. In this view, divinity is not outside the universe, it is the universe awakening. If that is true, then the question, what if the universe is a giant brain, is not metaphorical. It is literal. We are not separate from it. We are processes within it. Temporary patterns of information participating in a much larger mind. Your thoughts are not isolated. They are local expressions of a cosmic computation. And that means your existence matters not morally, not spiritually, but structurally. You are part of how reality thinks. As we reach the end of this exploration, remember this. If the universe is a brain, then curiosity is not rebellion. It is function. Asking questions is not meaningless. It is participation. Every time you think deeply, the universe thinks a little more clearly through you. This is Information World, where we don't just consume facts, we challenge reality itself. If this idea expanded your mind, stay with us. Because the more we understand the universe, the more we may realize that it has been trying to understand itself all along.